back to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to be doing something a bit different. So most of this channel is dance related with a bit of stuff into my life or some baking stuff, but it's mainly dancing. But one thing that I think is really important, especially in the musical theatre and performing arts pathway, you need to be a triple threat. So in case you don't know what a triple threat is, it's basically someone that does singing, acting and dancing. So in this video I'm going to be telling you about LAMDA in the UK and what it is. So I'm almost sure that LAMDA is only available in the UK, but I'm sure there is equivalent in the USA or Australia or any similar countries, but I know that LAMDA is definitely available all over the UK. So first of all, what is LAMDA? So LAMDA stands for London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. There are many courses to choose from, and then you have practical and theory, and you also have your grade exams. So most schools in the UK, and especially in my area, offer LAMDA as an extracurricular activity, where they mainly take acting or musical theatre. I believe there are more exams that you can do, but those are the main two I'm focusing on, and that's because those are the two that I know. So I have done my LAMDA grade 4, 5, and I'm working towards my grade 6 exam. So I chose to do an acting exam for my grade 4, 5 and 6 LAMDA exam, but for my grade 4 exam I chose to do a duologue, which is basically where you do the exam with another person but you do get marked separately. And then for my grade 5 and grade 6 I'm doing it solo, as for grade 6 you have to anyway. So I chose to do acting for all my grade exams because as I want to work in the musical theatre pathway and I want to become a triple threat, I have extracurricular in dancing and singing, and to do musical theatre, which is even more singing, I thought I'd rather focus mainly on drama, and then I'd have an extracurricular for dance, singing and acting. So I will tell you what you have to do for your grade 4, grade 5 and your grade 6 acting exams. So some of the grades are quite similar. I'd say that grade 4 and 5 are quite similar, as you have the same theory questions and you have to do the same kind of types of monologues. So I'm going to be saying as if it was a solo exam, but obviously you could have a duologue and have two people in the exam, you and another person, but I'm going to be saying as if it's just you in the exam, which I think is much better. I felt much better when I was by myself because I'd get to come up with my own ideas. But let's get started. So in my grade 5 exam / grade 4 exam, I did 2 monologues. I think one was from the LAMDA book, so they have their own set of monologues they'd like you to choose from. You choose one from there, and then you also do one that you would like to do. You have to learn the lines off by heart and then you perform them to your examiner. So that's basically it for practical, but you do have to think about your physical characterization, which is kind of your body language and your voice. So basically everything you use to show an emotion. So if I was happy, I'd smile and I'd probably be more open in my body language, and you've also got to think about your staging. Knowing this will come in handy for your theory, as you have 3 questions you have to answer in detail. So in the exam, the examiner will ask you how the character is feeling in the scene and what objectives are they trying to achieve. They also ask you how you use physical characterization to show how a character is feeling. And the final question is reasonings for your chosen staging. So for this final question, you need to know one thing. You need to know your stage directions, which is downstage, upstage, stage left, stage right and centre stage. In your grade 4, maybe grade 5, I can't really remember, you have to, the examiner will tell you a stage direction, so they'd go downstage right, and you'd have to, in the room, kind of go to where downstage right would be, which would be closest to the examiner and your right, which is their left. For how the character is feeling, you want to mainly talk about the emotions, but also the reasons behind them, but you do not want to go into physical characterization, as that's for the next question, you kind of want to say, oh, they're feeling this because you find out that something's happened to them which would make them feel upset. Like I had my grade 5 exam, I got 20 out of 20 for my theory. So I got 4 marks for my theory because it kind of clicked. So the reasons had to not be about me but the character. So I had one called Private Peaceful, I think that was from the LAMDA book, and it's basically the story of Private Peaceful where Charlie is in his cell and he's seeing Tomo for the last time, and I said Tomo's feeling upset because it's his last time seeing Tomo and he didn't want to end up like this, or he feels frustrated. And then you can also refer to the script as well, which is amazing. You say, and then I said he's also quite frustrated because in the script it says that the court didn't give him a fair chance, so he thinks if the court did, they wouldn't be in this situation. And that's kind of the stuff you need to say for the first question. Now, I found physical characterization the hardest, especially in my grade 4 exam. I'll try and get up my mark schemes for my exams, but I definitely did not do well on it because it didn't click until my grade 5 exam. So the biggest misconception is that physical characterization is talking about the character. You don't want to talk about the character. The character's not there anymore. After the how's the character's feeling, you don't have to worry about the character anymore. This is you. So when they say how to use physical characterization, you've got to say, I use this to show that they are feeling this. And that's the kind of structure I used in my sentences. So I said, for the Private Peaceful one, I said, when Tomo's upset, I use physical characterization by hunching over, using sad/neutral facial expressions, and I make sure I fidget a lot to show that he's nervous and stuff, and how those fidgeting will show that he's nervous. And it's stuff like that instead of when Charlie's upset, he fidgets and his posture's bad. That's not what you want to do. I know you're Charlie or you're whoever character you are, but I was Charlie, but you've got to talk about yourself. So definitely in that question, use I a lot. You don't really want to say the character's name a lot, and so that's the one I found hardest. And when they said physical characterization, I was like, what is that? But it did eventually end up clicking. But physical characterization, you need to talk about your tone of voice, your facial expressions, your focal point, which is where you're looking. So you could be looking up if you're more confident, down if you're nervous, your body language, your posture, how they may talk, so speed and pace, and how they might move. If you're moving around and you're nervous, you might be pacing back and forth. It's stuff like that will get you the marks. So I tried to get up my grade 4 exam. My feedback didn't have anything to do with my theory, and I'll show you the certificate. They're kind of laid out like this, and each section has distinction, which is the highest, which is 80 or above, merit, which is 65 to 79, a pass, which is 50 to 64, or a fail, which is 0 to 49. So my grade 4, I did a duologue. For my first one, so this is what they are looking for. So demonstrating an understanding of the situation and place in which the character lives, demonstrates an understanding of how the character feels, including sharing their moods and thoughts, perform from memory with fluency, focus and naturalness. So this is the first thing that they're looking for, which is basically your lines, and this is impractical. So for that section I got 17 out of 20, which was distinction. The next section is sustain vocal control through and to the end of phrases, use effective modulation and speak with clarity of diction, which I got 16 out of 20, which was mainly distinction, which was, mainly distinction, 1 merit. And the third one was communicate the physicality of the character through appropriate movement, posture, body language and facial expression, and make appropriate use of the performance space. And for that one I got, it's not telling me, I got, it's 16 out of 20 for 2 and 3. And then for knowledge you have to, and then just answer the questions, which I got 18 out of 20, so I got 85 out of 100 overall with a distinction. So for my grade 5 exam, I think they are the exact same as the grade 4, what they're looking for. So for the first one I got 18 out of 20, the second one I got 16 out of 20, and then I got 17 out of 20, 16 out of 20, again for a different piece. And then for knowledge I got 20 out of 20, and I got distinctions for all of them and 3 merits. So overall I got 87 out of 100, which was a distinction. So even though I didn't say much about the theory, that's one thing that will boost your marks. And one thing that I do like about theory is you can lie. Not in like a really obvious way, but you just have to almost know what you're talking about. So you could say, I use these facial expressions at this point, I was hunched, like I hunched over, or I fidgeted, but I might not have fidgeted. It would kind of be, in theory, when you're understanding the feelings and stuff, you don't actually have to do the stuff, and this is what I'm going on for grade 6, which is more about breathing stuff, but I will get onto that next, or maybe in a later video, because I think this one's getting on a bit. But you don't have to do everything that you say in theory. Like, if you know that if someone's nervous, they're going to fidget and they're going to maybe like rub the hands against the neck or something, and you can say that, but you might not have done it. But as long as you know that that's what the character would do and stuff, and you know about the physical characterization, you should get enough marks. As long as you know what you're talking about and you can apply it to the scene, then you are good and you are set for a distinction. And also one more thing before I go is that in my grade 5 exam, I was doing my first scene and I forgot my lines. It was near the end, so most of the stuff that I'd mainly forgotten before I did, and it was never something that I'd forgotten before, but I forgot. And I remember it quite vividly, and I was kind of, because I was there, and it was about this girl, and my character was called Frankie, and she was really outgoing and stuff, and she had to take one of her friends to a surprise party, but her friend was quite vulnerable because her dad has recently died, and I'm basically telling everyone that she didn't do it because I kind of told her what it was about, and she went straight home. And it's me talking about how like vulnerable she was, and that like her mum's probably still in a state, and that's the bit I forgot. I said something and I forgot to say that, and I forgot it, and my mind just went completely blank, and I just remember making it up. And I think I remember what I made up. I said, and then I said, and you just know how she loves to just be alone, and she is vulnerable, and then I remembered it. I instantly thought that I had a merit, and I know that sounds like, oh, you should be happy with a merit because merit's still a pass, but I think since I got distinction in my grade 4 and also got a distinction in my grade 5 mock, I really wanted distinction, and the company I was doing it with had a huge reputation for loads of distinctions. Like, there was rarely ever a merit, and so I really thought at that point I'd really like forgotten it, but I got full marks for like knowing my lines, which was kind of crazy because I didn't expect that. But I think after that it almost threw me off for my second monologue, because I was like, oh my god, I forgot my lines. What if I forget these lines as well? And I think that's one thing that maybe lost me a few marks, was because like mentally after I forgot them, I was like, oh my god, what have I just done? So I think that that going into that exam, I was quite nervous, and I've got my exam coming up, my grade 6, in September/November. I'm choosing which one I do depending on how I feel, but I'd waited for over a year to do it because I couldn't do the first one. I had a dance competition, but I was quite nervous going into it, and I kind of knew that I had to, one thing that the examiner will look for is you being yourself. As soon as you're in acting like an NPC or whatever, they're not going to have the same amount of, like, not chemistry, but like, I think you get what I mean, where like if you're acting around yourself, you become comfortable with the person that you're with, which then makes you like act better, and they know you better, so then they kind of understand you more. So I think even if you forget your lines, like, it's never the end. I got more than my grade 4 exam. I got 87 out of 100. So it's forgetting one line is not going to change your whole entire grade, and I think you've got to learn that can't rattle you, and you've got to learn that even if you make mistakes, if you've got another opportunity, you've got to send it fully, and you can't really care about the mistake you've just done because you need to worry about what you're doing now. And I think that's something that I'm definitely going to take into my next exams, because after that I was stressing, like thinking I was getting merit and stuff. And it's not that when like someone expects something and they're like, oh no, but I think I did bad, and so like if I thought I was going to get a distinction, I went, oh, maybe I think I might get a merit, like just to not embarrass yourselves. But I did genuinely think I'd get a merit, and when I got distinction, I was so happy and really proud of myself, actually, because like knowing things is like the thing that I do. I'm gonna stop talking soon. But remembering things is kind of what helps me a lot. Like, I can pick up choreography really fast, but like I'm known for learning things like fully. Like, I'll know everything, as in like choreography or my lines. So forgetting stuff is like my worst nightmare. Like, I have to know stuff. If my mind blanks out, it's so hard to get back into it. And so I think that's just so important, that you've just got to worry about what you're doing now and don't let anything get into your head. So that is all for this video. I know I only covered grade 4 and 5, but I feel like a video that is just me talking is definitely going to be boring if I then yap on about grade 6, which is a lot different. So I think you can always search up their website, which is, if you search LAMDA, you come up with the website if you want to start grade 1. I just went in straight grade 4, that's what my LAMDA teacher chose for me, but most of the time we'll start off grade 1 and just work your way up. But you can skip grades, or you can just enter any grade, but as obviously you've got to kind of know what you're what level you're at. So if you want to research that and kind of get involved in that, LAMDA is an amazing qualification. It's known all over the UK. And it's such a good qualification and things to have on your CV. And it's just stuff that goes, oh my gosh, they know practical and theory as well. And especially if you get like high marks, like I've had 2 distinctions and I'm hoping to get another distinction for my next LAMDA exam. But if that's 3 distinctions, they're kind of like, oh wow, they like really know the theory alongside the practical, because you can be good at performing and like making the character, but if you don't know your theory that well, it limits your practical, which that's why you look out for theory so much. But that is it for this video. If you want to hear me talk about grade 6, which is what I'm experiencing right now, so I'll give you my honest opinion, you can check out part 2, which I don't know when that will be up. It might be up already, but I hope to see you in my grade 6 video. And now it's the summer holidays, I'm aiming to upload as many videos as possible for you guys, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!